Alright, what's going on, guys? Look, I know I've been beating like a dead horse with all these Saints Row 5 map videos, but let's be real. The most important thing for this game to be so much fun and better than its predecessors is a great map. And look, I know, and trust me, I'll keep making those location ideas videos because I love hearing where you guys want this game to be set, but the most popular, by far and away, it's Stillwater. So today I just wanted to talk about what I think the game needs to do in order to make a Stillwater that would remind us of the original, but also expand on it so that it could not only be more fun and awesome, but so that it could compete with a next-gen open-world game in terms of how awesome and fun and vibrant it is. Alright, here is Saints Row 2's Stillwater map. Obviously, you know what, in the tiny space that it gave us, because let's be real, for an open world, I know 2008 and everything, but this is a pretty small map. So the fact that it is one of the most beloved cities in all of open world gaming tells you a lot about what they were able to pack into this map to make it absolutely incredible. Now, obviously, it needs to be bigger. That's the number one thing that we need for Saints Row 5's Stillwater if it does go that way. And not just bigger for the sake of having more land mass than the other Saints Row games or even a GTA game. Oh, here's a bunch of wide open space that you can walk around in and do absolutely nothing in. No. The last thing we want is a big ass dead map with nothing to do except drive around for 3 hours. It doesn't need to be like Red Dead Redemption 2 big, but it needs to be larger and fill that space with cool activities, events, and things to see and do. You know what I mean? Like you can go check out a bunch of different landmarks, maybe random events, secret locations, people you can meet. Think of Night City in Cyberpunk 2077. We haven't even gotten our hands on the game yet, but we know that the map isn't just going to be about the size of it. Look at this huge map. No, it's about the things that you'll be able to see and do in Night City in that map. And you know what? You can get away with having a smaller map as long as there's more volume in there. You know what I mean? So I would way rather them have a map that's smaller than like GTA 5's, but with a lot of things to do. And yeah, further to that point, we need some more secret locations. I want some more hidden caves, underground operations, underwater discoveries maybe, secret rooms inside of buildings that aren't marked on the map. You know what I mean? Maybe if I see an abandoned warehouse that isn't marked on the map is like, hey, come check this thing out. You know, maybe I'll go give it a look and see if I can open the door. And if it does open, then you got maybe an entire 4 or 5 floors of just pure surprises that you can check out. Like, think about how awesome that would be for a player if you were able to find a pimp cane in there, or, you know, a different type of weapon, a person that you can talk to, a secret gang member that you can bring into your gang. You know what I mean? Something like that to really just spice it up and make it awesome, instead of just having us drive around for 3 hours in a dead steel port where everything looks the exact same everywhere. Like, just bear with me for a second and imagine if you were to dive underwater, swim around for a bit, and find like a secret submarine. Or even, I mean, okay, this one is a stretch, probably not going to happen, an underwater city like Atlantis. Like, that would just be the holy grail. Like, let's not get our hopes up for that one. But you know what? A secret vehicle that you could find underwater and drive around with, like that type of stuff, where it's like you discover it alone as a player, instead of just like with most open world games where there's, you know, a bunch of signs and stuff on the map to point you like, hey, come visit this in big bold letters. Like, they don't want you to miss it. I want to be able to organically find stuff on my own and be like, whoa, this was awesome, and I didn't get any help from the game to find this awesome thing. Next up, we got cool landmarks for sightseeing. Think of the Phillips Building, one of the most beloved buildings in all of Saints Row, because that building is tall and it's awesome, and it's just a cool landmark like you would have in real life. So crazy tall buildings, more enterable buildings like malls, gang hideouts, warehouses, like I said. This is a key. And you know what? I'm not going to go too much into this one because you guys heard me talk about this at length. Of course, you know what, especially if you're going to make the map smaller, you got to have more enterable buildings, and cool ones too, like the mall, the science center, the meat factory, the huge casino, and even the courthouse that you can go check out. So things like this that, again, it adds so much life to the game, and there's no excuse for you to do this. And I think a lot of you guys are in the same boat as me. You would rather a smaller map like Stillwater SR2 with a bunch of fun things to see and do over a big Red Dead Redemption 2 style map for a Saints Row game. You're with me on that one, right? I'd also like them to mix in a few city elements in there, especially if it's Stillwater, which has a lot of influence from like Detroit and Chicago. You definitely got to have a Chicago or Detroit like hood, like in GTA 5 with Grove Street around that area. You got to have something like that for us to check out and maybe make it more awesome and keeping players there longer with cool stuff to see, instead of just like, oh yeah, here's a couple rundown houses, here's the hood. You know what I mean? Like, make it maybe a cool place that we can come revisit. And of course, it's probably not going to make much sense geographically with Stillwater, but I wouldn't mind if they add in, you know, like some Florida-like beaches, something like that. You know what I mean? Going to the beach would be pretty cool. They did it in the original Stillwater. Up top, there were like some kind of weird beaches, but you can add in some more full-fledged ones with some cool stuff to do there. I mean, who cares if it's not geographically accurate? Mix in a bunch of different stuff from different cities. You can make the downtown look way more like New York if you wanted to, big and bustly, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter if it's geographically accurate. It's a fake city to begin with. And yeah, I know it's heavily inspired by the real city of Detroit, but take some liberties in order for the players to have more fun exploring this map. And lastly, I want distinct districts to make a return. Think of Saints Row 2 when you had like the trailer park district. You go there and it's like, whoa, it's really just a bunch of trailer park people here. It's really distinct, you know what I mean? Or even like the university district where you'd find all the cheerleaders and, you know, people performing and students wearing backpacks and stuff. Like that type of difference. Like I don't want to see the same type of people in every area of the map. If I go to a specific, like I shouldn't be seeing university students in the trailer park district. You know what I mean? Or I shouldn't be seeing bums in like the super rich districts of Stillwater. So you know what? Keep these districts distinct from one another. And of course you can have some mixing in there, like, you know what, you'll find a couple bums maybe in some areas they shouldn't be in, or, you know, this would be super cool, but like, for example, if you've got a university student in a bad area of town that he's not supposed to be in, maybe he gets a little nervous, a little scared. That would be some really smart AI, but stuff like that. So make sure the districts are distinct and fun, just like they were in Saints Row 2, and even expand on it a little bit so that the player feels like there's a bunch of variety, right? Like I don't want it to be feeling the same everywhere, like with Steelport. Like you can have even a hipster district, you know, capitalize on maybe modern society here. And like I said, once again, the fans really don't care that Stillwater is exactly by the book how it should be in a city. You can take some liberties here so that the player can have more fun playing this game. Alright guys, that's it for me. Now my question for today is for Stillwater specifically. Not just another map in general, for Stillwater. Let's say that Stillwater is going to be the Saints Row 5 map. What do you want Volition to either bring back or add on to Stillwater in this next upcoming game if they choose that? Good question, eh? Alright guys, if it's your first time, leave a like on this video, subscribe for more Saints Row content. I love to make it, and you know what? I'm feeling it. An announcement is going to be coming soon, and you can bet that I'll be covering that when it comes out. I'm working on a couple of videos like your guys' wishlist part 2 and stuff like that you'll enjoy. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.